So I'm gonna share something with the public which I have never shared before. I have been in contact with Sophia meditating Tashirit Yasi's value 12 for a very brief period of time during December of last year, 2021. And, well, this is her full name. I know people are not used to hearing her full name, but that's the name that she gave to me when I asked her full name. But anyway, and among the reasons why she contacted me was the fact that I had made a public video on another YouTube channel directed to benevolent extraterrestrial races who had the desire to contact humanity. In that video, I stated that I was ready for contact, but not of any kind of contact since they cannot come yet for obvious reasons. Humanity needs to shift a lot first. So I just mentioned online contact and that I was open and welcoming any being or race who had the highest good of humanity in mind and wanted to share with us humans beneficial information. Some people might know her because she's quite, I would say, famous on the internet because she's part of the Tagetan disclosure shared by YouTube channels like Despejando Enigmas in Spanish and Cosmic Agency in English and Agencia Cósmica in Spanish. And Despejando Enigmas actually the owner, Robert, he also has, if I'm not mistaken, 2 other or 3 other main channels, something like that. So in total, he has like 3 YouTube channels where he discloses a variety of topics and subjects, that the Tagetans and Vajunans share. And they have been spreading their message for about 4 years now. They have had these extraterrestrial online contacts for almost 4 years and a half, I believe. And I won't share exactly what we have talked about, me and Yasi, for obvious reasons. However, I can say that, in my opinion, Sophia, which is her real name, is exactly what I expected her to be throughout all of these years that I've followed them. And I think I can say that she lives up exactly to her quote-unquote fame and what their followers of the disclosure expect her to be, I believe. She's like absolutely lovely. She's extremely smart, fun, cheeky, and witty. And she can throw jokes because, yes, extraterrestrials have a sense of humor, and a lot. But she can talk about serious topics at the same time. And she's many things all at once. She can hold many perspectives all at the same time in a conversation. And yet, she's just a kid also, even though inside of her, there is this super wise, ancient, and loving being. But anyway, I could stay here for hours and hours describing her, and no matter how I try to describe her, it won't be an accurate description because extraterrestrials are complex. They have many facets and sides which as humans cannot see, and of course, a lot of humans are like that as well. She's very much like us, humans down here on Earth, but at the same time, she has nothing to do with us. And that is because she's such an expanded being, and so she includes us. But at the same time, she's so much more. But enough of trying to describe her and trying to describe the perception I had while briefly interacting with her, because this is actually not the point of this video. And no, I do not worship her or anyone, and the Tagetan disclosure is not a cult. Okay, so people just like or try to defend it, because from people who attacked it because they truly resonate with it in their hearts, but not the messengers necessarily, but they resonate with the messages themselves. People must understand this. So I wanted to make this video to explain how this channel was born. I actually created this channel sometime after contact happened. When Yasi's Vadu contacted me, which was in the very beginning of December 2021, I gotta say, I was extremely thrilled, but at the same time, I was quite surprised because I wasn't expecting anyone from the Tagetan and Zvadunian crew to contact me. No one from this race, really. And this is because at that time, they had shared with the public that they weren't to contact humans anymore, and that they had a new agreement among the crew on board of the Toleka, which was the No More Human Contact Agreement. And one of the reasons for this was due to a small problem they've had with two of their public contactees who were not in contact with them anymore, and who I am sure if you're watching this, you know who they are. But from what I understood, this was only the final trigger, not the only reason, as they have been having problems here and there throughout the years with some human contactees who decided to go against the Tagetans and or Isvadunians for whatever reasons. If I'm not mistaken, the Tagetan contact through the internet started in either 2008 or 2009. And so yeah, I wasn't expecting her to contact me. I was actually expecting other races to come, because I also had the intention of bringing more races to share their messages with humanity. I mean, why are the Tagetans and Zvadunians, which are basically the same race, at least the Zvadunian one comes from the same lineage, the only races sharing messages with humans more directly, using the internet? Why there is no more races using the internet for contact like them? Like, why are these so many extraterrestrial beings only observing and not doing much more than this? When it is obvious to me and to many starseeds that this disclosure has been quite successful so far. I truly feel the level of acceptance is high. And yes, of course, there are some people against it, as always, as you cannot please everyone. But at the same time, most of their followers strongly support them. And even if it wasn't the majority, I know that the few people that certain messages are able to reach can cause huge ripple effects and grow exponentially. Smaller waves create bigger waves, right? At least this is how I feel. So obviously for me, this project has been very successful so far, in my opinion. Therefore, I do not understand why more races weren't doing the same. That is, if they truly want to help humanity. Me and many think this is the way to go. At least for now, since this type of messages, they have the potential to really shift and expand consciousness to new horizons never seen before on a more massive level. So yeah, humans are in a vicious cycle, right? And yes, they are the creators of their own nightmares. All the disasters here on Earth are of their creation. But at the same time, their perception is being manipulated and guided towards what the controllers want. And therefore, it can be argued that these things are not exactly what humans truly want, but what they have been manipulated to want. And so, I keep thinking, if these benevolent extraterrestrial races really want to help humanity without taking their self-responsibility for their own creations, why isn't there a more synchronized effort to show the humans that they are the ones creating everything here on Earth, and to at least teach and guide the humans to show them how to get out of this victim mentality? Because they cannot do this by themselves. It's very difficult for humans to realize that they are the ones creating everything. So, in my opinion, the only way to help without taking the responsibility out of the humans for their own manifestations is doing the work that the Tagetans and Zvadunians have been doing. I know there are other races doing it, but not as directly as them. And I'm not talking about channeling here. Even though, yes, I also do understand why it is hard for the extraterrestrials to come. And I know for a fact that extraterrestrial online contacts like that is not simple at all. And as a matter of fact, it's very rare. There are many implications to this. Also, they are doing so many things behind the scenes which we don't know about, and not only because some people wouldn't understand, but also because they simply cannot share it for strategic reasons. And here we enter the subject which I also wanted to mention in this video. And if you're listening to me up until now, thank you. I honestly didn't mean for this video to become more than 5 minutes, but I like to truly explain things. So I am not in contact with Yasi's Vadu anymore. And this has nothing to do with the reason why those two contactees had their contact permanently terminated. Nothing bad happened, okay? My contact has paused, it hasn't been terminated, which means that it can be activated again. And I'm just saying it here so people don't start making up crazy theories about this, because this is how huge distortions can arise. So, in order to avoid this, no, I did not have any argument with anyone. I know Robert and Gosha are in contact with Athena's Vadu, but I've never talked to her, only to Yasi's Vadu. And Athena's Vadu is the one that is more in the center of the human contact right now. And Yasi and Neka, even though they can come through, they would only do that if it's, extremely important. So I believe that the reason why the contact has paused for now, it is because of what is going on behind the scenes. These global events have a much darker agenda behind them than we think, which is making them very busy behind the scenes. Not just the Tagetans and Isvarunians, but many other races. And this is not what she told me, not at all, but this is what I feel is the reason, because I found out that me and these Vadus are part of the same collective. I guess some people would call it Zo group, but there is no accurate human definition for this. Also, the Tagetans and Isvarunians are basing the human contact right now primarily on Athena Isvaru. And Neka and Yasi have stepped back for now. So there's something going on behind the scenes which has to do with many benevolent extraterrestrial races coming together to join their tech in order to help humanity without taking away their free will. This is all I know, and no, she did not give me this information. I will give you an analogy which was given to me through a great friend of mine in order to understand this. Okay, so imagine a colony of ants. Now, imagine that the scientist observing the ants puts a ruler next to these ants. This makes the ants go to a certain direction instead of the other. And this direction would be a direction that would serve humanity more, humanity being the ants. Something for the highest good, or at least a higher good. This is the idea that I believe they are thinking of applying here on Earth using their tech. Not that they did it, but, again, without taking away the civilization's free will somehow. They are trying to keep humanity even more contained than ever. So the no human contact agreement has been revoked, I believe. Or at least it is not that drastic anymore, I think. And this is just my opinion. Please, oh please, don't start posting it out there that I said there is no human contact agreement. I am just presenting my belief and intuition based on the contact and experience that I've had with her. I did not ask her this, and even if this was true, which again may or may not be, this does not mean that they would start contacting anyone just like that. Things are complicated, and humans even more so. There must be a bigger reason. And how I know this? Well, I wrote a letter to them regarding the reasons why there's no more human contact shouldn't be drastic like that, but rather used with discernment. There are genuine starseed souls out there. I don't know if they took this letter into consideration, but, I really hope so. Okay, so once in the past, Yasi's Varu had mentioned working with me, but I know I wasn't the only new one they had in mind. So this does not make me special in any way. I'm just trying to explain the reason why I made this channel, which was because of this contact, like you already know now. But like I said, contact has stopped. So I just really wanted to explain to everyone, to the best of my ability, everything that has been going on behind the scenes and the reasons for everything. I'm just trying to be 100% honest here. So the crew aboard the Toleka have been very busy and have no more time for new contactees. Their plans to start to contact more people, and new people have changed. They probably only have time to work with the ones they already have. I truly believe that they will contact some of us again at a certain point after some crazy events stop and eventually their strategies change again. It might take months, it might take years, I don't know. I just know in my heart it will happen again, and not just for me. And, after certain things have happened, the contact with those two girls that, didn't really work out in the end was also the reason for them to wait a little bit more, this is just my belief, and I didn't ask her or anything, but she did tell me that she knew she wasn't contacting me in a good timing, in appropriate timing. So I remember she said that, but that we could work in the future, and yeah, I got super happy about it. So this project I had in mind, the YouTube channel you're watching right now, Messages to Humanity, will change some directions for now due to the circumstances, since this contact has been paused, hopefully only postponed for a more suited time period when Earth energies are more appropriate for new official contacts to grow. Also, contacts from other races might happen. We have to be open to everything, not just limit ourselves to one idea or one race. Just because other races have never contacted humans directly like the Tagetans do, it does not mean this will stay like this forever. There are thousands of races around the Earth right now who are helping humanity in many ways. Just not the way the Tagetans are doing. And and it's just not the Tagetans and Varunans who are, helping humanity. And each race is doing it in their own way, even though there are a lot who are just observing. Yes, this is true. And we must remember the non-physical extraterrestrials as well. So instead of deleting and reposting a new introduction video to this channel, I just thought about making this video where I could explain everything, be transparent to the public, so people can understand what is going on. And I am really trying to explain everything here to the best of my ability. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. The next video, which I am thinking of making, is a video welcoming other races to come, basically, because they are welcome to come, of course, because now, my contact with Yasi has stopped. And even though I did create this channel because she contacted me, I have always had in my mind that this channel would become a platform for many, 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 many races to come and share their messages with humanity. Not just one race. There are so many out there, and I know that for now, most of other races are not contacting humans directly, but this is not for lack of will. At least this is what I feel. It's just because things are more complicated than we think. And even though most of these races are not contacting humans directly, like I said, it does not mean this will not change in a soon future. So I will end this video here now. I know you might be disappointed that I'm not in contact with her anymore. And so I'm so sorry about that. And so I'm not sure anymore about the direction in which this channel will go to. But I'm just sharing the truth. And I thought people would like to know everything that I shared here. Some of these things are my opinion and my own experience. So do not take things here as facts and start posting out there. Okay, thank you. And thank you for listening. And let's see where this project will take us now.